we are back to talk about what to do if your identity has been compromised. Now what? We're going to tell you now what. So first thing you want to do is you want to stop the bleeding. If you notice transactions on your bank account, that's money that belonged to you that has been stolen. There's money bleeding from your bank account. Contact your bank, let them know that there's fraudulent activity and you want it to be stopped. They will stop any activity on your bank account and they should issue you a new card number or a new account number depending on how those transactions were conducted. Another thing that you'll want to do is when you contact your bank to stop the bleeding, let them know that you will be reporting this to the police department. Ask them if there are any steps that you need to take or documents you need to sign so that the police officer or the police detective can have access to talk to the bank about your banking history. If there's anything you need to sign with the bank, go ahead and do that and have a copy ready for the police officer when you go to report it to the police department. So once you've taken care of that, the bleeding is stopped. You've played defense. Now we start fighting back. You want to call the police department that's local to you and you let them know your identity's been stolen, you'd like to file a police report. Make sure that you have all your documents with you that we talked about. Have your identification, have your statements from your bank, have any transaction reports, call history, text messages, or email address or emails printed out and ready to be attached to the police report. Whether they ask for it or not, offer to give them your email address so that you guys, the police officer and you, can have back and forth communication. You want to make sure that you get as much information to them at first, right in the beginning, so that they can get to work and hit the ground running on your case. When you're talking with them about a bank account, make sure you provide that bank account number to them. You've already frozen that bank account with your bank, and so it's okay for the police department to have your bank account number. If it's your bank card that's been compromised, give them that full bank card number so that they have that as well. In a lot of instances, the bank will not communicate directly with the police unless they have your permission in writing and that officer has your full account number. Make sure that they've got the tools that they need to be able to go to bat for you. Once you've given them all that information, it's okay if you want to call and follow up with them. Don't be nervous about that. Contact the police department, contact the police officer at whatever number or contact information he gives you, and they will give you an update. It's okay to ask. If there's not enough progress that you feel like there should have been on one of your cases, contact them and find out why that might be. They may have hit roadblocks that you aren't aware about. There's a lot of steps that are involved in investigating a fraud that the average person isn't aware of. But I promise you, that officer and that detective are doing their best to work for you. And so what you know is that you've documented it, you have the police report number, and you can now take the next steps. We know that we've got credit bureaus that document, record, and report your financial electronic reputation. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Those are the three major credit bureau clearinghouses, credit information clearinghouses. They retain those databases about you. Now we know that since your identity's been compromised, we're going to have to contact them and let them know what's been going on. You'll call one of them. I'm going to say that at the time of this recording, if you contact one of them, then you're covered for all three. But as we know, the only thing that stays the same is that nothing stays the same. So if you call one of them and they let you know that you need to call the other two, then go ahead and do that. When you contact Experian or Equifax or TransUnion, you want to place a fraud alert onto your credit bureau profile, your credit bureau reporting account. Now, when you do that, if you do it yourself for any reason or for no reason, you place that fraud alert and it stays on there for 90 days. But since you took the steps that we told you to take before, you've got a police report number. If you let them know that your identity has been stolen and you've reported it to the police, you give them that police report number, and now that free fraud alert stays on there for 7 years. I'd say that's a pretty good benefit considering the cost is free. These are the things you should do if you know for sure your identity's been compromised, but no matter what, I'm glad that you've taken the time to learn this information so that you can be safe out there. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect your finances. If you need any help from us, reach out to us at AMS. We're your dynamic business solution, and we want to be there to help protect you. If this content has been valuable, if you like it, go ahead and like it. If you want to subscribe, please feel free. We've got lots of good content on our channel, and we've got lots more coming.